Hello, all you bladers.
Today we're doing Hazard Kerbeus Full Potential. I don't know what a full potential video is. It's basically where we take a stock combo and upgrade all of its stats, but most importantly, upgrade its weakness. Like for Hazard Kerbeus, we're going to make sure to make it heavier and make it better, make it have better burst resistance. So let's go ahead and talk about each part specifically.
So in a full potential video, we cannot change the top. The good abilities about Kerbeus is that it has these sort of protection things which help deflect attacks. And its bad thing is that it has really bad burst resistance.
And it's also very round, and since the metal's towards the outside, it helps with stamina a lot. So the disc is 7, and this is actually a painted disc. Now, the 7 disc, we have 3 options as to change it. First, we have wheel. Next, we have sting. Then we have ratchet. So all of these discs are definitely heavier than 7. And 7 was good for its time. It had very good stamina. It was very heavy, and it could have a frame. But now we can't use 7. We could, but we'd be better off using these. So first, ratchet. Its main gimmick is that it has a free spinning thing, and you'll notice that its blades are curved towards the left. If it's on a right spinning blade, it will be more aggressive, but its free spinning gimmick doesn't really work too well, which means it scrapes, and we do not want scraping on a defense type. So next we have sting and wheel. Now wheel is about 1.5 grams heavier. It's got better stamina and a lot better LAD, but sting has the deflection gimmick, the spring-loaded gimmick, plus wheel has these slopes inside, so sting has better burst resistance. Ghost Blader, what do you think?
I wouldn't use sting. The reason why is because I don't really think this gimmick actually works. It does work when you use it actually like that and stuff.
Yeah,
but when the bait hits it, it may not be strong enough because when you do it like this, when you do the gimmick, it's really hard to push.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't really use sting.
So Ghost Blader makes a good point. The gimmick on sting doesn't actually work very well, but what is good about it is that it has two main points of weight, and so does Kerbeus. But if we use wheel does have more of a downward shape, and it doesn't have too much of less burst resistance, so I think Ghost Blader makes a good point, and we should definitely stick with wheel for the disc. Now let's go ahead and move on and talk about the drivers.
So the drivers here, we have Atomic, Dimension Dash, Zeta Dash, and Orbit Metal. So, Dimension Dash. What do you think, Robert?
Well, I think that since Atomic is the stock combo driver on Hazard Kerbeus, we can use this, but this is supposed to be full potential. So Atomic doesn't really have a very tight spring, and Zeta Dash and Dimension Dash are dash drivers. Orbit Metal is metal, plus it does have more defense and a bit more tighter spring. Now Atomic, it has the free spinning part around it, which helps with attack. And although Atomic does have a bit of attack in the beginning, I think that Dimension Dash, because of how flat it already is just way too aggressive and doesn't suit any of the stats that we need to upgrade Kerbeus.
So I'll put this out of the ring. You have 3 combatants left.
Well, 2 left because we're trying to upgrade Atomic.
Yeah. Put that up. So, Zeta Dash is a good driver, but I don't really know. Atomic is just... They're both good drivers, but Atomic has the ball in the center, which helps it orbit and has a lot more stamina. And at the same time, it still has decent burst resistance. But Zeta Dash has a lot more burst resistance, but it has different modes. With, even if it is in stamina mode or defense mode, it doesn't have that much stamina or defense as regular defense types and stuff.
Ghost Blader, I'm gonna have to actually stop you there, and I kind of disagree with this. So I agree with you. Atomic is good for stamina, it's good for defense, and it is very good a driver, but These two are basically upgraded versions because Atomic doesn't have a tight spring. That's the reason why Hazard Kerbeus bursts, and now we have a dash driver and a decently tight driver. So Zeta Dash, it is a dash driver, and each mode is specifically unique for it. Its stamina mode is very aggressive though, and its defense mode is very durable, meaning it spins a long time. Its attack mode is it's durable as well. I wouldn't say it has as much defense as Atomic, which I agree with Ghost Blader for, but I would say it has good stamina with each of its modes. Now, Orbit Metal has the metal ball, and I would say it has more defense because the ball is smaller, which leads to more gripping onto the stadium and whatnot. Plus, metal is better for defense and stamina overall, plus the spring is tighter. So, Ghost Blader, do you think we should just go straight on with Orbit Metal and see if it has enough burst resistance, or should we test both drivers?
We test Orbit Metal.
Okay, so we're definitely going to test Orbit Metal, but do you think we should test Zeta Dash along with it? Because Orbit Metal might not have a tight enough spring to keep it from not bursting.
We will test this against some decent attack types, and if this bursts, we're not going to use this driver.
So if it bursts, we're going to use Zeta Dash. If not, then we'll stick with Orbit Metal. That's the plan.
Okay, how about if this bursts more than...
How about 3 times in a row?
Yeah, no, 2 times in a row because that's too hard. Okay, ready? Let's get to battle.
So we're going to move on to the stadium now. Got Hazard Kerbeus full potential. The combos Wheel, Orbit Metal. If Orbit Metal bursts, we'll use Zeta Dash. Ghost Blader.
If it bursts 2 times in a row.
Yeah, and Ghost Blader will be using Kerbeus. I'll be using the combos that we're going to test it out with. We're going to start off with a decent turbo attacker, the Achilles. I'm pretty sure that's 3 Dagger Destroy. Okay, I put the Sting Disc on just because Kerbeus has Wheel to even it out. Okay, first battle. Let's see if Kerbeus has what it takes. Achilles is going around. It's hitting Kerbeus now. Kerbeus is doing a pretty good job at defending.
Kerbeus is like orbiting around.
Yeah, it's deflecting all of the attacks and it's not taking much damage.
Achilles is losing lots of stamina.
And Kerbeus
for the win.
Okay, so let's check the damage. How much damage, Ghost Blader?
Well, it was 1 click.
Okay, not bad. 3, 2, 1, and come on, Achilles, you got to attack.
Achilles is sort of slowly attacking.
A burst finish.
Burst finish.
Okay, and that was pretty small hits, actually, not too much damage on Achilles. So 1 burst. If we get another burst, we might go ahead and use Zeta Dash, which is fine because Kerbeus can still attack and it still has decent stamina.
Definitely not expecting that.
Yeah. So the next challenger is Turbo Achilles Double O Dimension.
Really fast. While Kerbeus orbits, well, it's not really orbiting anymore. It sort of just stays in the center.
And
Achilles loses lots of stamina.
so just 1 hit from Kerbeus was able to take all the spin out of Achilles.
That was 1 click from the hard hit.
And half damage on Turbo Achilles.
Burst resistance.
Okay, we got some nice attacks. There's some more attacks.
Ooh.
Not bursting just yet, and the burst finish to Kerbeus. That is multiple times. It's burst at least once against each opponent. We're going to go ahead and use the next bay, which is going to be Slash Valkyrie full potential. Because even if we do use Orbit Metal, it's still upgraded in some way. So that's 1 burst, no clicks off of Slash Valkyrie full potential. There's a really big hit and another burst finish. This time, Slash Valkyrie full potential did take 1 click of damage. Okay, so we burst twice to Slash Valkyrie, and we're gonna go ahead and test Zeta Dash, which should do better. We're gonna use Chozy Achilles again. Yeah. See, Kerbeus sort of dodged the attacks in the beginning. Well, not really, but it's defending better actually. Because you'll notice with Orbit Metal, it kind of recoiled. Recoil is when you get hit, you move back, but with Zeta Dash, it basically just spinned and took no damage.
Orbit Metal, like, it's just this ball. It has lots of recoil.
Yep.
Do you ever try to do this?
Okay, it did burst every single round last time. Let's see if it does it this time. Hopefully not. It does look to be taking the hits rather well. And a counter burst finish. It wasn't Kerbeus that burst, it was Valkyrie that burst. And that's enough to move on to the stamina types. I think Kerbeus definitely proved that it is doing good. So the next, we're going to do one more attack type, which is Geist Fafnir on Drake's Spiral Dash. I would use Longinus, but it's too heavy for Kerbeus, so we're going to make it a bit more fair by using Geist Fafnir. Let's see if it can hold up against another Bay with a Dash Driver opposite spin as well.
I think Kerbeus is going to win.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Okay.
If I do that, I'll be able to use the chain counter.
So nice defense by Kerbeus. Although if I did get those hits in with Fafnir, I feel like it would have been a different story maybe. But Kerbeus is doing pretty well for now actually. And it's down to LAD. It will be a tie. Move on to a stamina type. The last bay, which is going to be Orb Aegis Sting Revolve. Just a good stamina combo that matches Kerbeus' weight.
Okay, so I'm going to switch this into stamina mode.
Yep, and Zeta Dash is a balance type driver, so you can attack with it as well. Although stamina mode is aggressive enough to burst it, it looks like Orb Aegis is in the center. And although Kerbeus is not doing as well, it's a defense type. We shouldn't expect too much stamina. So even if it loses just by a bit, I'll still take it. Yeah, Orb Aegis just won by a couple spins. Kerbeus is a defense type, so it shouldn't have too much defense. It shouldn't have too much stamina. It's fine. It only lost by a couple spins. So overall, Wheel is a very good choice. Definitely very good choice. With a dash driver, it probably won't burst much. We can switch the modes on this, and I definitely feel like it's more upgraded than the original Kerbeus. It's got more attack power, more weight, more burst resistance, and instead of doing counterattacks, it just stood there and straight up defended against the attack. So Ghostblader, what do you think about Kerbeus' new full potential?
I think it is actually really good. So yeah, because the thing where it switches modes, it may not be able to out stamina some Beyblades, but I feel like it's really upgraded. It's a good choice.
Yep, I definitely agree with Ghostblader, and as we get more parts, we definitely could upgrade this. One thought that I have in mind is Unite Dash, because when it tilts, the rubber grips onto the stadium. But until we actually get more parts to upgrade this bay, the next battle is actually going to be Hazard Kerbeus Full Potential versus Slash Valkyrie Full Potential, and we're going to see who is better, Kerbeus' Full Potential or Valkyrie's Full Potential. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the episode review later this week and the CBT. And until then,
peace out. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more epic battles.
And until next time, have fun and keep on blading.